Never make crochet decor this way, unless you want it to look cheap and end up in a drawer forever. Most people who try to make homemade crochet decor start with the wrong projects. They pick something too complicated, they run out of steam halfway through, and the thing never gets finished. Or they finish it, but it looks nothing like what they saw online. That's not your fault. You were just shown the wrong starting point. Today, I'm going to walk you through some of the easiest crochet decor ideas you can actually make today. Not next week, not after you buy a ton of supplies, today. These are beginner-friendly, they look genuinely good in a home, and you don't need to be some crochet expert to pull them off. Some of these take under an hour, so let's get into it. Let's start with something that sounds simple but makes a huge difference in a room, a crochet coaster. I know, it sounds boring, but hear me out. A set of handmade coasters on a coffee table or a kitchen counter immediately makes a space feel more personal and warm. They're one of the fastest things you can make, and they cost almost nothing in yarn. You can whip up one coaster in about 20 to 30 minutes if you already know a basic stitch. For coasters, a simple flat circle or square works perfectly. You just need a medium weight yarn, something like a cotton yarn is best because it's flat and holds its shape, and a matching crochet hook. If you're using cotton yarn, a 4mm or 5mm hook is usually right. Start with a magic ring or a chain, work in rounds or rows, and keep going until it's wide enough to hold a mug. That's it. No fancy stitches needed, just single crochets all the way through. The thing that makes these look really nice is color. Pick 2 or 3 colors that match your room and make a small set of them. 3 to 4 coasters, maybe in slightly different colors or patterns, and suddenly you've got a real matching set that looks like something you'd find in a boutique store. That's the power of something this small. Now let's talk about something a little bigger. A crochet wall hanging. This one has been all over home decor for a while now, and it's not going anywhere. People love the way it looks on an empty wall, and the good news is that it's not nearly as hard as it looks. The easiest way to make a wall hanging is to use a simple fringe or tassel style. You just crochet a long chain, attach yarn lengths through the chain for the fringe, and hang the whole thing from a wooden dowel or even a stick you found outside. That's it. No complicated shaping, no tricky pattern, just texture, length, and color. If you want to make it look more intentional, you can trim the fringe at the bottom into a shape, like a V shape or a rounded arc using a pair of scissors. This one small step makes a huge difference. It takes a wild, floppy piece of fringe and turns it into something that looks designed. For a wall hanging, bulky or chunky yarn works really well because it gives you that full, fluffy look without needing to make 100 rows. A single strand of thick yarn goes a long way and looks great even if the stitches aren't perfect. For beginners, that's actually a bonus because the texture hides any uneven tension you might have. Next up, a crochet plant pot cover. If you have any kind of plant at home, whether it's a real one or a fake one, a pot cover is one of the most practical and good-looking things you can make. You basically crochet a cylinder shape that fits around a plain plastic or terracotta pot, and just like that, the boring pot disappears, and you've got something that looks handmade and intentional. To make this, you measure the height and width of your pot, and then crochet a rectangle that wraps all the way around it. You seam up the side, add a base if you want, and slip the pot inside. A thicker yarn works nicely here. Natural tones, cream, tan, terracotta colors, tend to look really good with plants. But honestly, any color works depending on your space. If you want to take it one step further, you can add a simple stitch texture to the surface, something like a basket weave stitch, or even just front post and back post double crochets can create a really nice raised pattern that catches the light and adds dimension. It's still not hard, but it looks like you put in a lot more effort than you did. Let's move on to something really cozy, a crochet table runner. This one is a step up in size, but it doesn't have to be complicated. A table runner is just a long, flat rectangle. You crochet back and forth in rows until it's the right length for your table. Simple as that. The key to making a table runner look good is consistency and choosing the right stitch. A moss stitch or a linen stitch creates a really clean, dense texture that holds its shape well on a table. These stitches alternate between single crochets and chains in a way that makes a tight, even surface, and they're not hard once you get into the rhythm of it. For a dining table or a coffee table, you'd want something around 12 to 14 inches wide, and then however long makes sense for your table. If you're making it for a small end table, you could probably finish it in a single afternoon. For a longer dining table, give yourself a weekend. Either way, the finished result is something that actually gets used every day, which means you'll see it all the time and feel good about it. Now, here's a really underrated one, a crochet bowl or basket. These are genuinely useful around the house, and they look great on a shelf, a countertop, or a dresser. You can use them for holding keys, remotes, fruit, small toys, whatever. They're practical and decorative at the same time. To make a sturdy bowl, you want to use either a thicker yarn or hold two strands together and work with a larger hook than the yarn normally calls for. This creates a denser fabric that holds its shape and stands up on its own. You start with a flat circle for the base and then work upward in rounds. The sides of the bowl just naturally form as you keep going without increasing anymore. If you want the basket to be really firm, you can also use cotton rope or t-shirt yarn. These materials are thick enough that even a basic stitch pattern creates something that looks structured and intentional. Cotton rope baskets in particular are everywhere in home stores right now, and they cost a lot, but you can make one yourself for a fraction of the price. One thing I love about a crochet basket is that you can make it in any size. A small one for a nightstand, a medium one for a bathroom counter, a big one for throw blankets in the living room. Same basic technique, just different sizes. And the last idea I want to talk about today is a crochet garland. This one is pure decoration, and it's honestly one of the most fun things to make because it comes together really fast. You crochet a bunch of small shapes, triangles, circles, little hearts, whatever you like, and string them along a long chain or piece of twine. Hang it on a wall, across a shelf, above a fireplace, or even in a window. For a simple triangle garland, you just make a series of small triangles in different colors. Each triangle probably takes 10 to 15 minutes to make. Once you have 10 or 12 of them, you stitch them onto a long chain, evenly spaced, and you're done. It's colorful, handmade, and honestly a little bit joyful to look at every day. What makes a garland look really good is mixing colors intentionally. Pick a color palette, maybe all warm tones or all earth tones, or just 2 or 3 colors you love, and keep all the triangles within that palette. When all the pieces share a color story, the whole garland looks like it was planned out, even if it was super casual to make. So to pull it all together, you've got coasters for the coffee table, a wall hanging for that empty wall, a plant pot cover for your plants, a table runner for the dining table or coffee table, a crochet basket for storage, and a garland for some color and fun. All of these are things you can start today. Most of them you can finish today. None of them require you to be an advanced crocheter. The thing about crochet home decor is that it doesn't have to be perfect to look good. Handmade things have a warmth to them that you just can't get from something you buy at a store. When someone walks into your home and sees something you made with your own hands, it means something. It adds something to a space that